Peace, love, and light to everybody. I want to come to you today. I want to talk about a word, slave. Give you a little background. I am a teacher. I'm a veteran teacher. I have been teaching since 1991, grades K through 12. I've taught language arts, science, math, so I think I'm qualified to talk about phonics and words. We have 3 sounds for the letter A in phonics. You have the short A, like cat, rat, sat, ah. And then you have long A, like lake, rake, make. And then you have the A with the 2 dots on the top. That's called an umlaut. It's a German Slavic, sound. And that's why you have the 2 dots on top of it. If you go to Germany or any of the Slavic countries, you will see words with those 2 dots. Those are called umlauts. You have an A1, an O1, and a U1. And so the A sounds like ah, like in the word father. That's the A sound. So the Slavs came here on ships in the late 1800s, early 1900s. There's pictures of them. Slav ships, slave ships, Slav ships. And the reason that I know this for a fact is that this country was already built when they got here. Ancient you call it Tartarian style buildings that are throughout this earth. Many buildings that are still standing today are ancient Tartarian style buildings. So when they came here, this country was built already. So they destiny swapped and switched everything over. They said, they reconstructed history. They said, y'all came as slaves to build this country for us. No, we built this country for us. We built this country for us, not for you. You came in, saw it, and you wanted it, and you warred, and you warred, and you fought, and you slaughtered, and you enslaved, and you captured. You did that. For a period of 300 years, I would say 200 years, we was kicking your butt. The hangings and all of that stuff, it just, I wasn't there. I don't know how the defeat happened, but it happened. So we were prisoners of war, but we're not slaves. You're Slavs. We're not Slavs. Okay? So I need for y'all, my people, to stop regurgitating a history that you don't know. You don't even know if that's true. You just know what they wrote in their books. They're not going to write stuff in their books that's going to make them look bad. Okay? So all of the stuff does not make sense in a timeline. So first of all, I need for you to Google, if you haven't already, the World's Fairs of Philadelphia, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago, Omaha, San Francisco, all throughout this country, Denver, all throughout this country, Colorado Springs. I need for you to Google all of that. There are buildings that are still here. There are 17 castles here in Colorado. I've had tea at 4 of them. So I know what I'm talking about. If you look down in my timeline, you'll see me having tea at castles. So it's not far-fetched. These buildings, they keep saying they founded them in 1870, 1890. Yeah, they found them. Foundit. They found it or found them. So they just said founded. They didn't build them. I don't care what they show you. They did not build these buildings, because if they did, they keep building them, and they don't. These buildings are solidly constructed. These old homes are solidly constructed, okay? So I'm gonna need for y'all to stop saying that. First of all, let's just talk about this slaves from Africa thing. It's nautically impossible to bring people across that water like how they said they brought them. I have a friend that's in the Navy. It's an old friend. He told me this years ago, and it just didn't make no sense to me. I said, how'd they get us all across that water? He started laughing. He said, honey, he said, naval vessels that are made of steel and iron, he said, we avoid the Atlantic Ocean like the plague. He said it's so tumultuous that they try to avoid it. So we went across this ocean. Y'all hug the shores. You can hug the shores and come down the shores, but you ain't went across the Atlantic Ocean and brought millions of people over here. And why would you need to if the country was already built? Already structures throughout every major city. Everybody who's listening to me, walk around your city, walk around the old part of your city or your downtown area, you're going to see ancient Tartarian buildings. They did not build those buildings. Old hotels. They have a hotel in Milwaukee. It's a Hilton now. It used to be called the Mark Plaza. That building has marble floors, brass throughout, the brass elevators, ballrooms that are 5 stories tall, just beautiful. They didn't build them. That stuff was there already. And this is in every major city. There are so many creators that are doing Tartarian buildings. You have Damian Michaels. You have another brother in New York. It's people that are doing, a lot of people that are doing it. So I don't have to even do that. But what I'm telling you is this doesn't make sense. So I'm going to need for you to stop saying you were slaves. You are putting a spell and you're cursing yourself. No other people regurgitates a negative part of their history all the time like we do. Well, we gonna go back into slavery. Who gonna go back into slavery? Who's going back into captivity? Because we were never in captivity. We're prisoners of war on our own land. That's why they can't deport us. Where are you gonna deport us to? Where? We don't have a homeland. Our homeland is here. See, the Native Americans, their homeland is Mongolia and Siberia. You can send them back. You can send other people back. They got planes sending people back to where they come from. You can't send us nowhere. And if we did come from Africa, if this ridiculous story is true, why didn't the African countries come back and get us? Don't you think they would have sent fleets of ships to come get their people? Don't you think we have dual citizenship? Come on, y'all, use your brains. I'm just going to need for y'all to stop saying y'all were slaves until you find out the truth, okay? Till you get to the point to where I'm at, and some of you are already there, but the rest of y'all, can y'all stop saying y'all was they slaves? Can y'all just wake up? We built this country, yes we did, but we built it for us. We lived in those palaces. That's why we always want to dress divine. I don't care how poor we are, we sure like dressing, don't we? It's part of our DNA. No matter how poor people be, you go in their house is sharp as a tack. That's part of us. Going to castles. Same stuff that's in these castles is in your house. I've been to them. Y'all got to get out. Y'all got to close the books and travel. Close the books and take a road trip. That's what I'm going to need y'all to do. If you need some help on that, DM me. But other than that, y'all, we got to stop. Stop saying you were slaves. Because slave and Slav are the same word. You just say the vowel differently. Don't. If you take the umlaut off that A, it makes it a long A. But see, they don't do that. When they say Slav, they put the 2 dots because they know it's that A, it's that I sound, Slav. And then when you take the 2 dots off the A, then it makes it a long A. Slave. Put an E at the end, it makes it a long. You know, if you put an E at the end of a word, it makes that vowel long. If you take the E off, it makes that vowel short. Little English lesson, little language arts lesson for you. Okay? Y'all have a beautiful day. Wake up, my people.